Hi, everybody. This is Sarah Yates, and I am so excited that we are almost done with this semester and ready to start another one. But the next one's extra special because we will all get to meet again at Southeastern, and I am counting down the weeks and the days. It's going to be so much fun to see everybody again. I have really been praying for the members of our cohort. I know several are struggling just because of the time of year it is. It's the end of the school year and the end of the semester, and yet the beginning of another one. And I know everybody's busy and different things going on in your family, and just really been calling out on your behalf um, to the Lord. My Sunday school class is studying First Peter, and it talks about not being surprised when you're going through trials. We've been told that that's going to happen, but if you suffer for doing what's right, you are blessed. And in Peter, it tells us not to fear and to stand strong. And I'm just really excited about being able to see everybody again face to face and um, just kind of renew our relationships this summer. Dr. LeBlanc has had a lot of calls about our final assignment and program evaluation. And today we were kind of hashing it around and talking about it. And she wanted to send a screencast to everybody. She is swamped trying to do housing arrangements and get everything ready for our meal plans and everything ready for our new cohort. And so she just asked me very quickly to send out a little screencast to help everybody with our final assignments. It's Friday evening, so by now you probably have already finished the draft of your program evaluation plan and also the draft of your executive summary. And this is an email that Dr. LeBlanc sent out to us a couple of weeks ago on a Saturday. I don't have the date on this email because I forwarded it to myself this afternoon. But on this email, she just reminded us of our final assignments that we are going to have the written evaluation plan that's worth 200 points. And I know some of y'all are doing a full blown report there for your organization, and you know who you are. And then everyone is going to do an executive summary describing the real time analysis that you did. And that's going to be a shorter piece, and we have a rubric for that that's called the Executive Summary Rubric Real Time Analysis Assignment. And those two are the ones that we were having difficulty this week turning into Turnitin. But hopefully you've got those two drafts completed. And now it's time to turn your attention to the infographic that you are doing on Piktochart. And you can take the information that you came up with here in your executive summary, where you summarized everything that you learned through your real-time analysis, and now you're going to just create something exciting in an infographic. And the really cool thing that Dr. LeBlanc wanted to stress to everybody is that those of us that are also enrolled in the qualitative research class, if you did your observation and your interview on the same thing that you're doing your program evaluation plan on, then you get to do a little double dipping, and it was planned that way. So it's not self plagiarism. Feel free that whatever you're summarizing here in your executive summary for Dr. LeBlanc's class, you can also use to report in Dr. Anderson's or Dr. Deck's qualitative research class. So that's really cool, and that will help us out as we're finalizing our assignments this week. Taking the information that you summarized here in your summary, you can do an infographic. And Dr. LeBlanc has information on our syllabus in week 10 about Piktochart. And I have that pulled up here. This is the infographic that I have started making on Piktochart, and I'm sure most of you have already started, but I just chose a template or template off of Piktochart, and then I started changing it to fit my program evaluation. One thing that Dr. LeBlanc told me today is that I do not need to have the name of my organization out for everybody and their brother to see. And so I already know the first change that I need to make here, instead of putting the name of my church that I did my program evaluation on, I need to change that. So I'm just going to put Children's Ministries. And actually, I don't like the way that that looks, so I'm going to come back and change that later. I don't know, it just looks too blockish. But anyway, I'll come back and fix that later. So I have not finished my infographic here on Piktochart. This is kind of what I've started with, just kind of explaining some of the things that I found as I did my research. And I'm going to just give you a quick rundown about how I plan to, first of all, finish it because it's not done. But I'm going to finish it, and then I'm going to save it and then do a screencast of it to load up for my presentation grade and program evaluation. So just kind of a quick run through. This is what I've done so far. There are my evaluation questions. And then I haven't finished the rest. So all of this down here is just scrap that I'll do something with. Okay, so let's pretend that I'm all finished with my infographic, and I've noticed that Piktochart automatically saves as I'm working, but we're just going to go ahead and save it just because. Now that my infographic is saved, there are a couple of different things that I can do. You'll notice up here there's a preview button that puts a real nice preview out, but it's not exactly sized for the screencast. I can download it from here, or I can download it on this side of the screen over here under File. I can also publish it, but I really don't want all my information published, especially about the children's ministry at our church, even though I'm taking my church name off. So I can publish it. However, I'm going to choose not to because I don't want all my information out there. And when I share it, I noticed today, just playing around with it, it also makes it public for everybody to see. So Dr. LeBlanc and I discussed a few options this afternoon, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to come to File, and I can save it as a JPEG. I can download it as an image. Either way, it's just kind of going the same way. I'm going to title this one Untitled Infographic. And when I save it, it's just saving it to the download folder on my computer. And so I can come up here to my arrow and access it there, or I can come to my main folder and come over here to download, which I never save anything on purpose to the download folder, but you can see that I have a lot of things that have just accumulated there. And here's my infographic, and when I open it up, it's going to automatically open it on my PC in the Windows photo viewer. If you have a Mac, it's going to open it in whatever you have saved to open it. And so I can use the scroll bar on my mouse to make it larger or smaller. Hope that's not making you dizzy. And then I can click and scroll to move up through it. And that appears to be a little jumpy. So I'm going to have to practice that a little bit. But now I can open Screencast-O-Matic when I've got it sized just like I want it, and I can run through my presentation and explain what I found in my program evaluation. So that's one way of doing it. Another way is when you are downloading it. Let me try this one. It all ends up going the same way, but I can download it as an image. If I want to download it as a PDF, which is what Dr. LeBlanc was able to do when she planned the course, you have to pay and level up. And so they changed the program on her, and we don't want to have to pay. So that was the ideal scenario. We could download it as a PDF, and we could download it as a PDF to our ePortfolio when the class is done. But since that's changed and we don't want to spend any extra money, we're going to save it as an image. and I can do the original size, or I can go up to a medium if I want. I'm going to save it as a JPEG. And if I save it and the blocks are off, it's going to save it in the format like I just showed you, where it all streams up and down my computer. So to do it a little different, let's download blocks and turn that on. And let's download it. This screen pops up that says, would you like to open it with Windows Explorer, or would you like to save it? So again, I can save it. It's going to put it in my download folder, but I'm just going to open it to show you. And when I open it in Windows Viewer, it's going to show just the first block of my infographic. And this might be a little bit easier way to do the presentation, because I can come down here on Windows Photo Viewer and I can just click to the next one. Dr. LeBlanc made the comment that, Maya, it looks an awful lot like a PowerPoint presentation, but she said that's okay. She doesn't mind. She knows that we've created the infographic, and we can just scroll through and talk about the different parts of our infographic. I wanted to jump over here to a file that I've saved for all of our course rubrics for program evaluation, and show you this is the executive summary rubric that Dr. LeBlanc created for us for our real-time data analysis assignment, and that's the one that you turned in this week, the bottom one. The second one that you turned in this week. And if you just come down the side, this is what I used in my infographic. I kind of took a block to describe the program. I included a block about my evaluation questions, my methods, how I'm going to analyze the information, my results, and my conclusions. And I'm not done yet, but that's kind of what I was using to guide me through creating my pictographic or pictograph. And there's actually a rubric here for the infographic. Now I've got it open. This infographic rubric is what I'm going to use to go back and double check my infographic and be sure that I have everything on there, including after I've created it, that I used Screencast-O-Matic to do a presentation. So I hope that clarifies any issues that anybody might have been having, or maybe just speeds things up for you a little bit to wrap up the end of the course. And remember, it is a-okay to use the information that we gleaned from program evaluation and use that information in our report to help us out in our qualitative research class. So hope that is of help to everybody, and that you just have a speedy time getting all of your work done, and you can enjoy the weekend and this next coming week 12 with your families. God bless you all. I cannot wait to see everybody. If you have any questions, if you want to give me an email or a call, you can, and Dr. LeBlanc will be in the office part of the week too, so you can always send her an email. But just keep helping each other out. Have a good evening.